thank you so much for coming to HIV 101, Reduce Your Risk. I'm not sure if you know, but tomorrow is actually National Latinx AIDS Awareness Day. So we thought we would do this event in advance of that. And this event is hosted by the San Antonio chapter of the Links, Beat AIDS, and Center for Healthcare Services. The Links is an international not-for-profit corporation established in 1946. We promote education, cultural enrichment, health and wellness, and civic involvement. Our membership consists of over 16,000 professional women of color in 292 chapters. And the San Antonio chapter was founded over 60 years ago in 1960.
What is HIV? HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. It weakens the immune system, which is your good cell, your CD4 cells, okay? HIV and AIDS can lead to AIDS, which is AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. So that's what AIDS and HIV stand for. So what are some of the symptoms? Some people, it just depends on the body, but some can have fever, chills, a rash, night sweats, muscle aches, sore throat, or they can feel fatigue as well. So one, HIV can be transmitted by having unprotected sex, the number one common way, that's one. Two, sharing needles with someone who is living with HIV. And mother to child during pregnancy, birth, or during breastfeeding as well. So what fluids contain HIV? Okay, blood is one, vaginal secretion, breast milk, and semen. So those are the ways that HIV can be transmitted. Unprotected sex is one, like we mentioned. So there are rare ways of HIV transmission, okay? There's no risk, if you're touching somebody, rarely occasions a cure of transmission of HIV can be during oral sex, as we mentioned earlier. Pre-chewed food, I don't think we chew food and pass it on like baby birds, to the other people, or like wild animals or anything like that. Like we chew it and pass it on. We don't do that, so we don't really need to worry about that. But if you do, it's everybody's choice. Biting, not really, because I don't think people really bite each other like zombies, like Resident Evil, when you bite yourself, oh, now you become a zombie, something like that. It's not to a point where we're going to bite ourselves so hard we can infect another person with HIV. If it does happen, then it gets reported. If not, that's good. But just avoid biting people, I guess, nowadays. Deep open mouth kissing, female to female, tattoos and body piercings. Those are some of the ways that HIV can be transmitted, but there haven't been any cases reported on this so far. Here, in Bexar County and just in Texas itself too. So in San Antonio, Bexar County. So the number of new HIV diagnoses in 2018, has been over 355. The rate now of HIV diagnosis per 100,000 people in population is 21. So for every 100,000 people, there's 21 cases of HIV newly diagnosed. So just itself, I think in 1 month, I think was the month of June, we diagnosed about 4 people every other week, diagnosed with HIV. Did they know about it? No. Were they feeling sick? Not at all. How did they find out? They just wanted to get tested and see where they stand regarding with themselves and their sexual activities they're having. Now, the percentage of people newly diagnosed with HIV by sex is between 2014 2018. In males is 88.1%. In females is 11.9%. Percent of people newly diagnosed with HIV by race and ethnicity, 13.1% are Black, 66.2% are Hispanic or Latinx, and 16% is white. It's only at 3% Heterosexual contact is 2.5%, which is the purple one. The red one, which is the massive one, that one is male on male sexual contact. Okay, these are MSM, which means men who have sex with men. Okay, the green one is male to male sexual contact and injection drug usage. So that's not that high because it's only through injection drug usage. And the 12% is the other. It can be, type of sex they're having, other people involved, drugs, alcohol, anything else like that. Now, in the female transmission category, injection drug usage is a 13.4%, heterosexual contact is 29%, and other is 57.6% on that one. Let's see. Injection using is 3.3%, heterosexual contact is 6.8%, male to male contact is 85.2%, male to male sexual contact and injection drugs is 4.7%. In female transmission category, injection drug use is 13.5%, heterosexual contact is 86.1%, and other is a very low risk of 0.4%.
Over the past 38 years of the HIV epidemic, we've made great strides that many thought would be impossible, but we have a long, long way to go. There are about 1.1 million people living with HIV in the US, and despite prevention and treatment successes, there are about 40,000 new infections every year. And of all the people living with HIV, only 86% know they have HIV, 64% receive care, 49% stayed in care, 53% are able to adhere to the treatment and have a very low amount of virus in their blood. That means, across all groups, 5 out of 10 people aren't getting the care and treatment they need to manage their disease and keep the virus under control. That's more than 500,000 people. But what if we transform our response to impact social and economic drivers of risk? What if we intensify HIV prevention efforts for HIV positive and HIV negative people in our hardest hit communities? And what if we improve systems that diagnose people with HIV, rapidly engage them in care, help them stay in care, expand treatment, and couple that with adherence support? When that happens, fewer people fall out of care. And with HIV treatment, more people are able to lower their viral load to keep them healthier longer. And research shows, starting and sticking to treatment and keeping viral load so low that it can't be measured by a test means there's effectively no risk of passing HIV on through sex. So that someday, sooner than later, we may see an end to the HIV epidemic.
How to stay negative? As we mentioned, abstinence. If you're doing abstinence, great, perfect, keep doing that. If you're not, by all means, be safe about it. Never short needles, okay, that's one thing. Using condoms every time you have sex, especially have new partners. People can say, oh yeah, I'm clean. Okay, what's the definition of clean? Meaning you showered, you don't smell, or you're clean. I said you get tested, you don't have any STDs, HIV, anything like that. Define clean, because some people can have a different definition for clean.
If you are sexually active or inject drugs, there are more ways than ever to prevent HIV. You can use condoms every time you have sex. You can never share needles or other drug injection equipment. You can take medicine called PrEP. When taken as prescribed, PrEP is highly effective in preventing HIV from sex and injection drug use. You can get tested and treated for other STDs, since having another STD can increase the chance of you getting HIV. You can also choose other sexual activities with little to no risk for getting HIV, such as oral sex. But remember, oral sex can transmit other STDs like chlamydia, gonorrhea, or syphilis. If you inject drugs, you can lower your risk by using clean needles or cleaning your used needles and drug injection equipment with bleach and clean water. If your sex partner has HIV, you should encourage them to take their HIV medicine. HIV medicine can prevent sexual transmission to others. For more information on how to prevent HIV, visit cdc.gov/HIV.
I'm going to tell you about a great goal to get to. It's called undetectable. You may have heard about it from your healthcare provider. What is it, and what's so great about it? At undetectable, while you still have HIV, there is so little virus in your blood, it can't be measured by a test. That sounds pretty good, right? Not having a lot of virus in your blood? So how do you get to undetectable? Well, we need to start here by talking about something HIV is doing inside your body right now. It's building up your viral load. You may not even know you have a viral load, but you do because of how HIV works. Inside your body are CD4 cells, the defender cells that fight germs and keep you from getting sick. But when HIV enters your body, it invades your CD4 cells. HIV turns your cells into virus-making factories. These factories make more HIV, which takes over more cells and creates even more factories. See where this is going? You have fewer CD4 cells to fight for you. That means your CD4 count is going down, and so the amount of virus in your blood, your viral load, keeps going up. And I mean up. Your viral load can get as high as 100,000 virus particles in 1 teaspoon of blood, or even higher. Yikes. All of that virus is doing damage to your body, even if you're feeling okay now. And this can lead to serious infections, to cancer, and even to AIDS. But you don't need to stay here. You can get your viral load going in the other direction. It's possible to get your viral load so low that that's right, undetectable. How do you do it? By starting HIV treatment. Talk to your healthcare provider about it. There is no cure for HIV, but there are many treatments available now to help stop the virus in your body and bring virus factories to a halt. Worth getting to undetectable? Absolutely. But do you see any barriers in your way to starting treatment? Maybe some ideas about taking pills or about side effects? If you have any concerns at all, share them with your healthcare provider. A lot has changed about HIV treatment, and you want to get the latest information, because starting treatment is the first step. What's really important is staying on treatment. You need to keep going, because sticking with treatment is what keeps virus factories from starting up again. And how will you find out how it's going? Remember what I said about a test? Well, a routine blood test will show if you've made it. Your viral load at undetectable. HIV is still in your system, but your body is back in fighting shape. Being here means you're taking care of your health, and staying on treatment helps you stay undetectable, which helps make it possible to live a long and healthy life. Here's another great thing about undetectable. You know that safer sex helps lower the chance of passing HIV on to others. Well, staying on treatment can too, so you can help protect the people you love and help stop the virus in the community. So take the first step and talk to your healthcare provider, because starting treatment can help stop the virus and get you on the path to undetectable.
Okay, so that explains, as well. So these are what we do. We have a brand new center, Corpus Christi. You have family over there or friends. The Corpus Christi Center is a place to go get tested as well. San Antonio Care Center is where I'm located. Minority Man is the project I work with. And iTweet is another project that we have as well. Your Church Clinic is where we do treatment as well. And Project Empower is mainly, one of the other projects that we have too. For those who have not been vaccinated, they offer the COVID vaccinations as well.